Hi, everybody, friends and potential friends. My name is Gary Eby, and I have a new video for you to watch today called At Oneness. Before we begin, I thought you might also be interested in what our Medford Unity movement is all about. Our Unity community envisions a spiritual journey where everybody is free to find their own connection to the divine. We also embrace the following 5 principles of truth as our mission. Number 1, the divine is all good. Number 2, there's a spark of divinity within all of us. Number 3, we create healthy life experiences by the activity of positive consciousness. 4, prayer and meditation enhances the connection to the divine. And number 5, we make a commitment right now, today, to put love into action. That gives you a little information about what Medford Unity is all about. Let me see if I can bring this video up for you and enjoy it.
I just want to introduce myself briefly so you know who I am. I'm also a musician, and I work with Julie from time to time. In addition, I am a retired social worker, mental health counselor, addiction therapist, author of several spiritual books, and finally, I'm a member of the Board of Trustees at our Unity Center. So that gives you a little idea about who I am. Now, my topic today is at oneness. And I just want to give you a clear message to take home with you today and work with maybe during your week. I really hope that this message, although it's clear, is simple. Here's the message. And after I give you the message, I'm done with my talk. I will talk a little bit more, but here's the message. When we realize, accept, and feel our connection to each other and to all that is divine, it has glorious ramifications. It transforms our life in many positive ways. That's my message. When that light bulb of consciousness goes on, that we are one, wonderful and amazing things happen in our life. And that's the message I want you to take with you today and work on finding a way to realize it, accept it, and feel it. Now, with that in mind, again, what does Adonnement really mean? Well, I want to reference A Course in Miracles to explain the meaning of Adonnement. And by the way, we're going to have a Course in Miracle study group, discussion group next Sunday. I hope some of you consider coming. It's really informal, but it's inspiring because there's all kinds of gems of wisdom in this course. And the first gem is that we're entitled to miracles right now today when we figure out how to connect with all that is divine. So what is Adonnement? Well, I must confess that I'm not an expert on the Course in Miracles, although I read it as often as I can. And when I study the lessons in the Course, I receive insights, just like I hope you will if you study the Course. And one of the insights that I received was that there are several themes that go through the Course, and they're emphasized over and over again. The first major theme is something called atonement. And this is an old Christian religious concept, atonement. So what does atonement mean? Well, I can tell you what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean, in the spirit of the Course, that we're asking for forgiveness from divine source for something that we messed up on. That's not what it's about. It's also not about making amends or looking for some source of reparations for some serious mistakes that we committed. No, that's kind of the old religious view. In the New Age spin, which becomes very clear as you read the Course, atonement can be broken down into three little words: at one-ment. See? Atonement really means at one-ment. That when we're connected, when we feel that connection to the divine, all is well, and we shine. So let me give you a little example of the meaning of at one-ment from the point of view of the Course in Miracles. I'm just going to turn to one lesson, lesson 124. Here's what it says. Let me remember, I am one with God. There we go. That's the one-ment concept. Today we will again give thanks for our identity in God. Our home is safe. Protection guaranteed in all that we do. Power and strength available to us in all our undertakings. We can fail in nothing. Everything we touch takes on a shining light that blesses and that heals. At one with God, there is the at one, right? At one with God and with the universe. We go our way rejoicing with the thought that God goes everywhere with us. Isn't that a powerful statement? I hope it speaks to your heart, because that's my message, is to let that awareness, that light bulb turn on for you. And let me further read. Peace be to you today. Secure in your peace, secure this peace by practicing awareness you are one with your Creator. Sometime today, whenever it seems best, just devote a half an hour to the thought that you are one with God. So that is my challenge to you, encouraging you, if you really want to feel this truth, and you want to transform your life, spend 30 minutes a day next week meditating and praying about your oneness. And right at the end of the lesson 124, we're given an affirmation to use to help us in this task of spending, I think we can afford 30 minutes a day, right, to work on our spirituality. Here's what the affirmation says. Let me remember I am one with God. At one with all my sisters, brothers, and my true self, in everlasting holiness, peace, and love. Oh, by the way, I tossed the love in there. It's not written down there, but I thought it should be in there. Don't you think so? I'm going to say it again. In everlasting holiness, peace, and love. Now let me read it again, and I hope that you find a way to use this affirmation in your prayers and meditation in the coming week. Let me remember I am one with God, and one with all my brothers and sisters and my true self, in everlasting holiness, peace, and love. Just an example of the Course of Miracles and this powerful truth of at one. Now remember, I promised you that when this truth is something that becomes part of you, amazing things happen. Your life takes on new meaning, and you receive energy to do things you never thought you could do before. And I want to explore a little bit more how being at one and realizing you're at one can transform your life. I'm here today to recognize one of the members of our Unity community, Al Huth, who's written a number of spiritual books about this subject of oneness. He didn't know I was going to do this today, so I'm putting him on the spot a little bit. But the good news is that he's going to be speaking next Sunday. So come next Sunday to hear some of his wisdom about oneness and some of the books that he's written. The one book I want to emphasize today is that when we feel our connection, we begin to recognize that we have immense possibilities. That's the title of his book, Immense Possibilities. Doesn't that sound cool? That's a way to transform our life. Now, let me quote specifically some other ways that I believe your life will change when you live this truth that we're all connected and the divine is with us always. Here's what Al had to say. And correct me if I'm wrong, Al. At the top of this list is the concept of oneness. Did I get that right, Al? Which recognizes that everything is interacting with everything else as one entity. That's another understanding of oneness. Well, what happens when this becomes part of you? What happens when your awareness chooses this truth? It leads us to intuition, which enables us to discover and know our true self. That there is divine guidance inside of us that will help us have a better life when we understand that we're always connected to the divine. Does that make sense? Al's writing about that. He's going to talk more about it. But then he goes on to say, then recognizing and following your passions lead you to personal fulfillment. Just a few teasers on how our life can be transformed by oneness. When we put oneness on the top of our list, we recognize that we have immense possibilities. So come next Sunday and find out more of what those immense possibilities are. All right? In the time remaining, I'd like to explore a little bit further this idea of at one. In an essay that my wife Susan and I wrote together in one of our books. This book is called Reflections, A Journey to God. It's a collection of spiritual essays. And the one essay that I thought would be very appropriate to read to you today is called My Oneness Blessing. So let's find out what that's all about. What does it mean to have a oneness blessing? All right. So let me begin. So what is the oneness blessing? I first heard this term when I participated in the Global Oneness Day on October 22nd, online with the Humanity Team. If you folks don't know what the Humanity Team is about, go ahead, put it in your search engines. They're doing fantastic things. It was exciting to connect with thousands of people all over the world who were hungry to share spirituality, peace, love, and a burning desire to create a better world. For me, oneness is about that sense of loving connection with others and the divine. There are websites that will help one awaken to a deeper form of love and divine consciousness, called The Power of Grace by some. Also, if you search YouTube with keywords like oneness, blessings, meditations, you will find a wealth of material designed to help you overcome your sense of separation and loneliness that apparently is generated by the brain and our ego. The term Diksha is a school of deep meditation that appears to stimulate a neuropsychological transformation in the brain, helping us become more present in the moment and more aware of our inherent spiritual nature. Those who are trained and practice Diksha share their light with others, which in turn facilitates this awakening process. Of course, some reject any form of spirituality, and others remain steadfast that their own religious principles are the only way to happiness, enlightenment, or salvation. Personally, Susan and I embrace a unity movement concept that suggests that we are free to find our own pathways to a divine connection. When this connection is made via prayer, affirmation, meditation, and love in action, one's life can be transformed and healed on many levels, i.e., mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Then we can move forward and heal on multiple levels. During the holiday season, where we pause to be thankful for the good in life and celebrate the power of love, Susan and I would like to share with you our Oneness Blessing today. So I'm going to share this concept of oneness, and I'm hoping that it will help you recognize that we are all connected. It will help you have this awareness that all is well when we realize that Spirit is with us always. And let yourself feel this little blessing that I'm going to send out. Here we go. We breathe in the light everywhere present. We ask to feel the presence of the divine in our hearts. Whatever challenges we face, there is nothing to fear because we are one with all that is life. We claim our spiritual inheritance. We are a perfect expression of God's love. We have the power to reject anything that is negative. We embrace all that is good and positive as the truth. In the name of the Holy Spirit and the divine within, we see ourselves set free and healed. We feel the warmth of divine energy flowing through our body, healing, transforming, and regenerating any problem area with the truth. The material must always yield to the spiritual. We are grateful for who we are and for our connection to love. This is our Oneness Blessing. Here's to heaven on earth, happy holidays, peace, blessings, and light. We are one. We are one. So in terms of this material that I've shared with you, does anybody have any questions or reactions to this powerful truth that we are spiritual, not just material? We are connected by a universal energy field of love, and all is well when we follow this truth. Any questions or reactions to this material? Give me a chance to say something before I conclude my little talk here. Anybody? Going once? Going twice? Okay, so let me summarize. I encourage all of you this coming week to just spend 30 minutes a day with the Course in Miracles or something that's inspiring. Meditate and pray on the idea that we are one with each other, that the divine is with us always, in everlasting holiness, peace, and love. In everlasting holiness, peace, and love. And then let us not forget that as this consciousness of truth goes on, we begin to recognize our immense possibilities. Listen to the divine guidance within you and follow the passion of your soul. And you will have a better life right now. And you will discover what we all need to do to create a better, more compassionate nation and a better, more compassionate world. And as we reflect on spirituality, as we see the truth around us and within us, as we feel the truth shining from our heart center, let us remember the powerful words of our amazing Wei-Sho, who said the following: "The kingdom of God is within us. I am, the Father and I are one. I can do nothing by myself. It's the Father within that does the works. Lo, I am with you always." Friends, we are one.